think one of the lessons from recording today is that when I do this sort of back-to-back recording, I need to actually sort of physically pause between episodes, not just pause the recording and then immediately start the next one, but actually take 5 minutes to look around and see what else I should be doing. Because I feel like there's been a lot of time today where I've just been going, don't know what I meant to do, don't know what I meant to do. Whereas if I just take that little bit of time outside of the recording, you don't get the silence while I figure things out, and I don't feel quite so lost. So for example, there's a whole bunch of stuff over here that I hadn't even noticed. Now at least I am aware of it. I also looked at some more of my science research options and have a better idea of what I might do next. And so on and so forth. So for example, I'm currently researching this docking bay upgrade, and I believe that was the EVA. Yes, that one I want to do next, because that one is required for something else. I can no longer remember what else, but some of these are sort of chains or trees or whatever. They're locked behind other bits of research, so that was one of the ones I know I needed. I think it might have been to do with launching ships faster or something. Also, there's a 50% speed increase in production of launch probes, which, I mean, that sort of solves my complaint about not being able to launch them fast enough when I get to a new sector without me building a second probe launcher. Okay, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. I haven't found any hydrogen yet, but in fairness, I've not found a use for it so far in the entire game. I think it's probably required for the nuclear power plant, but I have no intention of researching that at the moment, so it can wait. Put bluntly. Right, one of our science ships, the deuterium, is over there. The Ripley has just finished at this industrial zone. I'm going to send that down to Crook P38. And we are in the middle of, or nearly finished in fact, switching off our mushroom wall for 30 days. And we are ever so slowly thawing people out. Thawing people out faster might be a good idea, but not as good an idea as being able to produce alloys faster. And I won't be able to do that until I have room for it, and so on and so forth. This is in production and nearly finished. I will wait for it to finish. Okay. This shall now produce multiple. Oh, they're bigger than I was anticipating. Okay. It can have a maximum of 4 of these fields. So I shall put them. That's too thin, isn't it? Yeah. I shall put them here, 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 and here, I think. Doesn't fit that way, does it? No. If I put it that way round. No, that still won't work any better. I'm going to put it like this. I'm probably going to regret that later. So be it. But I should never be short of food again. Meanwhile... unpause. Sector 1's unhappy and there's very little I can do about it without blowing up some buildings. I think it is time. I can switch on the mushroom wall. Let me do that before I forget, because I've actually built up some waste now. I can look at opening Sector 6. I have barely enough alloys, I have more than enough electronics, I have an abundance of food and workers and so on. And I'm going to try very hard not to screw up like I did when I opened Sector 4, which caused a whole bunch of people to starve to death.
A science ship has arrived at its destination. Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Okay. The fact that a new request awaits my attention during me reading this does tell me that it doesn't actually pause like I thought it did when you open one of these, so that's good to know. Although it looks like my ships are not moving. I can see faint blobs of where they were. Contradictory. Okay, anyway. This... Okay. So the black market sector sort of led to the destruction of this Ekatmenki, but that wasn't the only thing. Let's collect all of that science. Let's launch another probe. Yes, there's hydrogen there, that's great, but I don't need more hydrogen right now. What I am looking for is somewhere down here. There we go. No, I swept past it. There it is. Reveal all the science locations. And I believe it's time that I actually thought about having more ships. So let's build another one of them and another one of them. And possibly a third science ship, given how much there is to do here. And I anticipate that this sector is going to have an overabundance of food very soon. So let's make that a food stockpile. And where is the magnifying glass? Down here. Okay. Right. That's actually worth it sort of calling out to me, because when I looked at this earlier, it was 100% done and I wasn't able to research anything. So now that is a possibility. And I don't seem to be researching anything now, so let's add that to the queue. And I think... was it this one? Yes. Science generated during exploration is increased by 5%. I wish I had spotted that much sooner. That would have been very useful. In fact, it might have been useful if I could do that from the beginning. But I think this probably also required level 4 or 5 or whatever it is of these circular tiers. So it's not that bad. Okay. Fingers crossed we continue to receive tons and tons of science in this sector, because there is a lot I can research still. Still a number 1 on my fleet management. I'm not 100% sure why. It could be this one. Acidic oceans. Let's go for a swim. Water is technically acidic, right? Right, I can learn more about the planet or I can investigate the signal. Sure, let's do the faster one. That feels like an either or. In fact, all of these feel like either ors. And incidentally, deuterium. Why is it? Okay, hang on. This one's the Ripley, right? Yes. This one's deuterium. Why is its magnifying glass filled in mostly with white? I am confused, as often happens in this game. There's no indication of sciencey things to do in this location anymore. What is your whiteness about? Don't know. Go over there, please. And now they've both disappeared. Huh?
Administrator, you can implement a new policy.
Oh, good. I don't need to implement a new policy, thank you. I was actually looking for all of these. It's around here somewhere. I do not look forward to going through this storm. There's definitely some research I want to do before that happens. You may go dig up some ice, I guess. And you, kangaroo. Lovely. Koala and kangaroo. I'm beginning to wonder where this game was made. Yeah, you can... I don't know what I want you to pick up in Sector 4. Sector 4 does... Hang on. Sector 4. Yes, okay. Sector 4, you need to pick up ice as a sort of priority. You also... If there's alloys to collect, which it appears there is, you can collect those. Heck, you can collect the electronics as well, for all I care.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Cool. Excellent. Toxic yellow haze. That's just brilliant. Trace amounts of oxygen though. Interesting. Hey, look, we found life on another planet. It's only bacteria, but at least we found something. Ah, colonies, yay. Okay, basic. Neocana. Right, or advanced. I don't mind it taking longer right now. Let's go with the advanced one. Yeah. How about Quicksilver? You can do this. So we need to send colonists, food, and alloys. I've got the food and the colonists. It's the alloys that's the problem. Okay. I think as soon as Sector 6 opens up, that will become a factory sector. I totally forgot to pay attention to when I started recording this, so I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't think we're at half an hour yet. let's just double check first of all that aside from ice and hydrogen, okay, there's carbon as well, but I am kind of low on carbon, but I also believe there's a whole bunch of it available already. Yeah, and there's silicon up there. Hey, third thingamajiggy, you can brave this storm and hopefully not die. Okay. Pick one of these things to investigate. Not much to go on there. There's a mysterious tank room, which I don't think was even mentioned in the text. There is a command center, which, in my mind at least, would yield more science. And a field operations area, which may contain storage and therefore stuff. Do I need stuff? Don't think so. Let's go with the command center. Interesting. So, little side note here. When we're dealing with stars and planets and exoplanets and all of those things, usually, at least in my understanding, you get sort of Theta Crucius A would be the primary star, and then B would be a secondary star if they're orbiting together and so forth. Then it'd be like Theta Crucius A1 would be the innermost planet of Theta Crucius A. The numbers in this sector, 37, 38, 51, kind of suggest to me that there is or at least was a ton of planetary bodies in this sector. Hey, who knows? And it's just dawned on me also that I had previously ignored the upgrades to ship speed because them taking a while to get somewhere doesn't bother me that much. But if they're flying through solar storms and so forth, does that mean they are taking more damage? Would going faster mean they take less damage and there's a lower chance of them getting blown up or whatever? Don't know. What I do know is that there's a spiky science thing out here somewhere, but I'm having trouble finding. Okay. It's just telling me about the one I've already sent a probe to. Unfortunate. Alright, let's try the one over here. It's definitely, there it is. And going back to the thing I was saying about 51 different planetary bodies, there's lots of little faint orbit lines on this sector. I don't remember the other sectors we've been in having that. And yes, I know I keep saying sectors and not referring to space station sectors. That's confusing. I am sorry. Okay, you are low on alloys. Alloys are coming. Yep, that's just going to happen as it happens. Fine, not a big deal. You're producing water. You have more than enough ice. I've also told you to collect ice here. Yeah, cool. You're fine. How's this going? Oops. It's twice I've managed to do that. This thing. I've got that bit, I've got that bit, I've got that bit. What I don't have is this bit because this is switched off. Speed up for a second because it won't take long to get all the bits I need. There we go. Okay. Let's not stuff this one up. Pause the game. The first things you place down are instantaneous. Then there's this annoying job of collecting all the randomly placed junk. And then finally you can actually build where you want to build. I want this to be a factory sector. I don't even have the option of clicking on the other options right now. That's also irritating. Okay. We're coming in from which road? Any of the top ones. I'm going to try and do it like I was doing in Sector 4, where this is the primary road. So there's going to be a road that goes along there, gets stuck behind those things, and connects all the way through. Therefore, yeah, I'm going to try and treat the top half of this as factory space, bottom half as housing, battery, storage, etc. Let's see if we can make that work. I guess if we build the workshop, I would love to put it right there, but I can't. Okay, and I can't put it here. Irritating. Irritating. I have a feeling this is going to have to move. Let's put it there. Yes, it can build straight away. Good. Let's put this. Oh my goodness. It was so annoying. Fine, go there. And that also won't fit.
Team has completed a task.
Okay. Let's do this. Alright.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Cool. Yes. This requires me to... Getting confused between 5 and 6 because I've skipped 5. You absolutely need to have food in this sector. Every sector should have at least 50 food. That is my goal. However, it can't get there right at the moment. As soon as this gets removed, which may take a moment, there we go. Connect the road, and while we're at it, connect that road. Get rid of that. Cool. Remove that annoying little bit. Wait, no. Why is it still there? Oh, now it disappears. Fine. Get rid of that. Then I need to put in... Yes, I need housing as well, but that's not what I'm looking for. I am looking for that one, the infirmary. That can go there. And we can fit some housing behind it. Ooh, that was not the button I meant to click. Neither was that. Slow down. Housing. There, and... Ooh, okay. I think it makes... Yes, I think it makes more sense to put this here. Draw that road in. Rather than trying to put a second one of those, which would be enough people for the moment, but it won't be enough people for long. Because one of the things I'm about to do, now that the road is connected up, is tell this to send people to Sector 6. Okay. Yep, those things will be sorted out shortly. Sector 3 is complaining about food for some reason. Sector 3 produces food. Okay. Let's bump this up to 60 everywhere, not 50. Because I'm getting to the point where I have enough people, whoops, that 50 food is not enough. No, I'm still confused. 96 is available in Sector 3, yeah? Sector 3. There's food there. There's food here, apparently. Food there. Why are you telling me there's not enough? Two active mess holes are required to feed the crew. Do I? No. That doesn't make sense. Okay. Let me explain why this doesn't make sense. A mess hall can feed up to 750 crew. I have 502 crew. Why am I not able to feed the people? Why do I need a second... sorry, this one. Why do I need a second mess hall? I have absolutely no idea what's going on with this game sometimes. I'm just going to build it, and whoops, that's not it. Food. I thought it was... No, it'd be under food. Mess hall. Thankfully, I still have space in here. I could potentially put it there, but that's going to take too long. It's going here, whether I like it or not. And I have the alloy to build it. I'm completely flummoxed by that one. Right, back to Sector 6. I need to do the painful job of putting in all the roads that go everywhere that I don't really want to have in here. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Yep, that's connected. those two. I think that's all of them. Nope, I missed this one. Alright, collect, 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 collect. I wonder if one of the technology upgrades auto-collects. That would have been sort of useful. I am not researching anything currently. I wanted... I think it was this. Yes. And let's do that one as well. Let's make my science ships as good as they can be. Okay. Sector 6, why are you saying there's no health building? Because I haven't built it. It is in progress. Okay, fine. That's fair.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Of course it has. Thankfully it's not in the sector where the infirmary wasn't built yet, but it's built now, so that's okay. Anyway. Gonna wait for that to finish first. Let's get all of the stuff out of the way. Let's launch another probe. I think I may have revealed all of the science blips. Looks that way. Okay. Silicon's not looking... Oh no. Fine, let's find that hydrogen thing I saw earlier in case I suddenly require it, but I doubt I'm gonna need it. It's around here somewhere, there we go. Okay, all of the current road has been built. Let's connect that up. Let's make sure all of these are being collected, apart from the electronics. Yep, that's fine. Stockpile. Incidentally, it's stockpile small. There are medium and bigger ones that we can get when we research the necessary thingamajigs. Which might be something I want to do soon. Okay. This road is not required. Build my road, please.
A probe has completed its scan.
Or, you know, just not. Guess it's because it's building a building. Yeah. I think it's prioritizing that, which I suppose is fair enough. Alright, this. Grab that. Really gonna want yeah, okay. Let's assume that at some point we're gonna end up over this side. Let's find the exact pixel. Can we zoom in? No. I saw it flash bright green for a moment and then it went away. There. Cool. Didn't expect to get bright green of all three, but I won't complain that I did. You are still waiting on stuff. Fair enough. You... Okay. Hey, we can still investigate something. I didn't think that was going to be an option. Previously... There's still a little time before the corrosive atmosphere eats through the Ripley's hull. We do not think we'll be able to explore the entire site, but we have... Okay, so maybe you get 2 out of 3 with this one? I don't quite know why you can't just fly away, repair the ship, and then come back, but it feels like you can't. Let's find out what his tank room is, I guess. I still do not know what the green bars mean. One day, hopefully, I will find out the answer to that. You're doing your thing, you're doing your thing. You have been ignored for a while, my mistake. I would prefer the advanced option, thank you. Available resources. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, basically. Which one do I want to use? Let's go with that one, I guess. Hang on, let me just double check one thing. It's moving, but which way is it moving? I think that's returning to the Tycoon with this stuff that it's got on board. Therefore, I will pick that one. Whether I'm correct in understanding that or not, I haven't the faintest idea in the world. Alright, Sector 6. Yay, you built your road, thank you. Get rid of this. And this. And all the other bits. Okay, fantastic. I would like to have steel mills and or electronics and or polymers and or yep, steel mills. They are quite large. Yes, I think that way around makes more sense. I would like, let's try and put 3 of them. And let's put road there and along here, because now I can put housing in there. Well, I say now. Eventually, I will be able to put housing in there. But I first need to produce a lot more steel, alloy, whatever. Actually, let's just... Yeah, good enough. One day I might know how to place things sensibly in this game. Today is not that day. I'm going to have a serious shortage of iron shortly. I currently have a serious shortage of alloys. Yeah, you're slowly producing alloy. You've got some iron. You're slowly producing alloy. You've got 220 iron here somewhere. I just can't see it. There it is. Okay. And 110 there. You got heaps. All right. You've got none. You can bring it in if I create another stockpile. It's not very efficient, but let's put it... Actually, no, let's just change this one's job. You're meant to get that. And this is Sector 4. Yep, this is Sector 4. Ferrous. Sector 4. Sector 6. Unpause to make that functional. Yes, you're meant to have 0. Sector 6 is going to require tons. Also, alloy Sector 6 needs to... It's going to have some. Let's drop it to 50. That's usually a sort of safe volume. Sector 4 probably doesn't need to max out anymore. And Sector 1 probably needs more at the moment because cargo ships are collecting it from there and taking it out to a science location. Or 2, or 3. Okay. I think I have probably clocked over the half-hour mark of this video already, so I will see you next time.